It's Tuesday and it's bronze here tonight, and we are back for the British Grand Prix round 10 of the World Championship, but season 5 of bronze. And before we get into the nitty gritty stuff, let's quickly give a shout out to our new subscriber set, as I have found a notification bar on YouTube, which goodness me, I absolutely love. But anyway, thank you very much to our new subscribers, Tegan Sonat, of course, one of the new drivers as well for gold. Very good stuff indeed. Then Bannister 1524, thank you for subscribing, and also to JBDA. Then I'm not sure what that stands for, but thank you very much as well for subscribing. So really appreciate that indeed. And I think that our subscription, I figure, 15 away now from the big 500, which I'll be doing a happy dance. A happy dance that includes a jiggle, because I've let myself go over the past number of months, or years, I should say. I'm going to blame the Christmas festivities and all that kind of stuff. Albeit it's about a month ago now, which is quite shocking, really. Yeah, goodness me. I can't believe January's already come and gone then. Before we go for the drivers and the constructors, let's take a quick look at the comments there, because I've seen it. I think it was Silvana was saying, has anyone dropped out yet? I don't think they have yet, but there's only 19 in this session at the moment now. Just keep an eye on that Discord, my man, and hopefully you can race. But that'll be a bit of a shame if someone's dropped out this late on. Even to Serious Mushroom. Yeah, but I think reserves have jumped in. Message Smithy, Serious Mushroom was saying that. Becca, who, of course, Welsh Martinado, is Viva the Williams then, of course. So I think she drove last night and she did a good job. Welsh Martinado did. Of course, that's her first race of 2023, and I think that's her first race. The second race that she's raced in ALR this season. She did race in the 100% league earlier on this season. We have also Vauxhall Viva. Oh, goodness me. We'd love to see a Vauxhall in there. There's been rumours in Formula 1 about Hyundai joining, which would be pretty cool as well. I must say that I am buzzing to see new teams in F1. That's one thing that really upsets me, is I don't think there's enough teams in Formula 1, but that's just my opinion. Mushroom 1-2 for Haas is Kiki, who will be driving bronze. I'm not sure if this is Kiki's debut. I have commentated on Kiki before, but is this his debut in bronze? Let me get up my old stat. It is his debut, so good luck to you, Kiki. Kat saying hello and good luck, drivers and Serious Mushroom. No way, laugh out loud. Any milestones tonight then for the for bronze, then we do have a 25th Grand Prix start tonight for Billet, so good luck to him tonight. I think we've also got a 35th start as well for Vintage, but I'm not sure if he's driving tonight, actually, which is unfortunate. And I don't think that there's anyone else with a milestone, I don't think, so I'll just take a look down the old list then. I think this is Mardonado's 21st start as well then, so good stuff indeed. Gosh, I've had a quick sausage roll before I come on now, and it's really starting to repeat on me. You would think I would have learned my lesson by now and just not eat before I go on air, but, I'm a growing young man. Anyway, let's get going, shall we? Ariel also returning as well, because I've also commentated on Ariel as well, so good to see Ariel back in action. I think he's in the Alpha Taris tonight, as the Alpha Taris have got 2 substitute drivers in, I believe, but it's good to see 20 drivers in the lobby. In the drivers and the constructors then, shall we get going, shall we? Billet in the comments said, yes, good evening to you, Billet. Happy 21st, happy 25th start for you tonight, my good man. I hope you do well here tonight at the British Grand Prix. In the championship, Dynamo Dan's got a very comfortable and very handsome 30-point lead now, which is good stuff indeed. Then Umabro is second, with New Potato also second as well, both on 99 points. 7 points adrift is William, then Bob, also 7 points adrift as well. 92 is so close, isn't it there? The 99 points for Umabro and New Potato, 92 points for William and Bob, incredible. 14 points for back is Gina, then we've got a bit of a gap between Gina and Echo, it's 21 points then. Serious Mushroom in 8th position, Marsky in 9th, and 10th position is TK, who is not racing tonight. In the Constructors' Championship, Alpine are leading the way, are 54 points in front of the Ferrari team. They had a double DNF last time out then, so they need to get themselves back into it. Ferrari is second, and third position is the Alpha Tauri, who have dominated in every other constructor, and they're not too far off of the lead here. Well, not too far, they're about 65 points off at the moment. Red Bull in fourth position, Alfa Romeo 1 point away from the magical 100 mark. They're in 5th. Haas are in 6th position with Mercedes 7th. Williams are in 8th position. 9th is the Aston Martin, and McLaren in 10th position. And this is Sylvain's 5th Grand Prix start in ALR, so very good stuff indeed then. Yeah, good luck to you, my good man, and I see that you did creep in just in the nick of time. Whilst everyone's on an outlap, let's just give you a good run over of what's happening at Silver and Gold then this week. Of course, the championship has changed hands. The championship leader says changed hands. Boxtel leads the championship for the first time in his Gold career. He is 1 point in front of Percy now, and Troy is only 9 points away from the championship lead as well. Of course, in the constructors, McLaren have jumped up into 3rd as well, which is very good stuff indeed. In the Silver Championship, Fanjo's nightmare race last night has dropped him down to 3rd now, and it's very tight in Silver actually in the midfield. Then listen to this, too good to miss. 28 points for Bradfield, 27 for Camaro Irvine Reflections, 26 for Potster, 25 for Ultimate Beast. That's redonkulously close. Incredible. In the joint constructors, I've got 2 corners to go. In the joint constructors, it's Alpha Tari, 281 points in front of Aston Martin, who is 2nd. Alpine 3rd. 4th is the Haas team, 33 points in front of the McLaren in 5th. 23 points in the Ferrari in 6th position. Mercedes 11 points away from the Ferrari team. Red Bull 14 points away from the Mercedes. Williams are in 9th, and Alfa Romeo is in 10th position. And I think I just about finished that off before Kiki started his lap then. Good stuff indeed. And he's also got a beautiful helmet indeed, so that's a big bonus point from my point of view, my good sir, because of course I do love a helmet. Anyway, just take a look there now. Welsh Marnado has goodness me, Welsh Marnado has given us a rain cloud in the comments there, so I assume that there's rain afoot. And usually there's only rain in Silver, and that's only when Farfa sets up the grid. But the last night he was so close to win his second. I can't remember how many races won in Silver now. But Farfa hasn't won a race since. Oh dear, and Kiki well off the circuit there, and that is going to be unfortunately that's out of bounds unfortunately. So he's going to have another bite of the cherry. Swan Shanks on an outlap mode. Jinner is on a quick lap with the beautiful fish helmet. I love it, and even better we can see it now from over Jinner's shoulder point now. And that car in front of us is on an outlap, so I do expect it to get out of the way. That was Swan Shanks in the Alfa Romeo. Jinner coming down the hangar straight then. Of course, so far I've had a 5-second penalty towards the end, and so his podium that he won, that he fought so hard for, unfortunately he finished 6th in the end, didn't he, which promoted Brabbit to get a podium as well. So that is his 2 podiums in a row now for Brabbit. He's absolutely flying in the Silver division. So good stuff indeed then. Here comes Jinner. He's been the quickest driver out of the first 10 races. I'd say at least 50%. Jinner's been the quickest driver in the sessions, but he's been very unlucky in the Grand Prix himself. Marvsky has gone 3rd fastest out. A Grand Prix winner in this category as well. He's had a difficult start so far. Echo going up for 2nd fastest moment. This is a short qualifying session. Short, sharp, and raring to go. Done with done. So I just don't get shafted. Does it say try qualifying that rain 30 minutes into the race? Thank you, mate. I hope I'll score. I'll score some points to celebrate. Says rain in the race, but it will be dry. Laugh out loud. That's serious, though. That's serious, though. Oh, and we got a spinner. We got a spinner there on the back straight, and it's Tomo Tip Top, who doesn't look to be that tip top at the moment, and he's also going the wrong way. Oh, that's beautifully, eloquently done then. Here comes Vester, who's driving in the Alpine course. Alpine without William here tonight as well. So William, who I think looks the quickest, doesn't he, of the overall package, but he had, like his teammate Jinner, I say like his teammate Jinner, Alpine have had a great start to the championship this season, haven't they? But I think they both had issues at one time or another. Tomo Tip Top has had another adventure there before returning back onto the circuit. Welsh Marnado, as she's strung to warm up those tyres by the looks of things, but luckily she's got her eyes on the wing mirrors there, luckily, so she was able to get out of the way. Swan Shanks out coming through Stowe Corner and taking a bit of drift as well. Then, so it looks like we do have rain afoot in the race as well, which I like a bit of the wet stuff. I like a varied race personally. We did have a full wet race that did transfer into light rain towards the end, but I like a wet dry wet race personally, or a dry wet dry race, or something along those lines. And of course, and mixed conditions really gets my juices flowing. Thank you very much for joining us as well tonight on your Tuesday. Of course, I hope you had a lovely day, whatever you've been doing. Unfortunately, I've been doing work, which is very disappointing, but never mind. And we also had some beautiful sunshine as well. Tomo Tip Top, unfortunately, has been spinning like a Tip Top as well. So he's been around quite a lot then in this opening lap here. Here comes Bob with the Lewis Hamilton winglets there on. Of course, they got the Lewis Hamilton yellow flashes there, which I love. But of course, we've got to keep an eye on Sigismund because he'll be driving the George Russell with the new blue eyelets on the car, which to be honest, I'd rather those eyelets be removed from the car personally. I don't like them myself. I'd just rather the wheels just be completely like open, but that's just me. I do nothing but moan normally, so I'm just moaning about this as well because I am never happy, am I? Here comes Kiki. Now the final turn then to Kiki and in his first time, so he's going to go for a second time run as well. Talk of the Haas team, where of course today was a very monumental day for us Formula 1 fans because we got our first car launch, which technically means that now the season has begun. Well, obviously it hasn't begun, has it? But it does feel real now, doesn't it? There, the Formula 1 season. We got the countdown in Discord, haven't we, in the ALR paddock? But I haven't looked at it for long because it really impresses me of how far away the season is still. But Haas there have released a new, released a livery, haven't they? Of course, if you've not seen it yet, it's probably it's in the Discord actually in the F1 news category. So go in there and have a look. I like the livery myself. I got duped earlier on though because I seen a livery where it's silver and red that looked very reminiscent of the 2012 McLaren, which really got me going. I would have loved to have had Haas have a car like that, but of course I'm very gullible. That's my middle name. Kiki going through Maggots, Beckett's, and then coming up into Chapel as well. We got Star saying, is it wet or dry? Because the game is confusing me all the time. No one knows, it's roulette. To be honest, I like that personally. Whether the drivers don't know it's wet or dry, it's a bit like real life, really, isn't it? To be fair, to a certain degree. Really, you just got to take it. I would probably say that you probably have to go for a dry setup if you're unsure, really, because the amount of time that you will lose with a wet setup down the straights, albeit then again, then you will have a much more stable rear posterior. And Kiki, 0.6 of a second on his opening lap, quicker than Jenner. My word then, Kiki has really thrown the cat amongst the pigeons on this one. Duncan Davis had an issue then. Sigismund across the line, 6 fastest and in front of his teammate as well. Sigismund with the beautiful George Russell-esque blue eyelets, and hopefully he gets further than George Russell did on this race then. So we're keeping an eye out for him as Brooksy has cut the corner. I don't know if he cut the corner on the first corner or whether that was later on the lap then. No, in real life they have a weather map. Facts. Well, they do actually, don't they? They also have spotters, don't they, on the hill, on the hill, especially the Red Bull team. I think they're the first team to introduce that, weren't they? Or am I just telling porkies? I don't know. They're definitely the first team where I remember listening to it and thinking, what the hell are they on about? Because I'm sure they had like a lot of weather spotters, didn't they, in the 2006 Hungarian Grand Prix? First ever time it raced in Hungary in 20 years there, which of course that was Jenson Button's first ever Grand Prix, first ever Grand Prix win there for Jenson Button. Kaz going at 9 faster in front of Bob, and just behind Maldonado at the moment in time. Tomo tip top, and again he's spun the car. I hope for Tomo's sake that it is not wet, but he's really struggling there, isn't he? And he's also going the wrong way as well. He's going to get disqualified if he ain't careful. He has got disqualified for driving the wrong way. Tomo tip top, unfortunately, the book has been thrown at him. And talking of books, the Haas team are bookending the grid, as I seen that from a serious motion there. Haas have bookended the grid mode. Here comes the latest 25 start tonight. 11 fastest at the moment in the Scarlet Ferrari, the only Ferrari that's set time so far. Dynamo Dan has invalidated the time, so he's going to have another go bite of the cherry. Duncan Dave with his default helmet, also coming into Club Corner. Look at that beautiful Aston Martin. I absolutely love it. Of course, next week, everyone, just a reminder, there is a sprint race in Austria, of course, and there's no sprint race in the 100% race tomorrow, but there will be sprint races over gold, silver, and bronze. This is our second sprint race event of the championship in ALR. I am looking forward to that. I'm not a big fan of these sprint races, but I think in Imola we had a decent one, didn't we? To say that, tip top spin that. I must say. he's going to be very dizzy, isn't he? But both McLarens are actually now at the back of the field, and Scooby Shoo has not made his appearance out of the pit lane just yet, though. Here is Dynamo Dan, the championship leader, got a 3-point lead now. Dynamo Dan has said, of course, he has the most podiums this season. He has 5 podiums compared to the second highest, which is 3, which is by Nude Potato, which is hasn't set a time yet. Then Nude Potato hasn't, but I think he's on track now. However, I think he's just come across a Aston Martin, which I think he got out of the way, to be honest. So we're all good on that one. Yeah, Nude Potato with 3 podiums, along with Jinner and Umabro and William, then, and also 3 podiums for Echo as well. Kaz making a 10th start tonight as well, so good stuff indeed for Kaz and for Jinner as well, and for Serious Mushroom. Then all those drivers have not missed a single race this season. Lovely stuff indeed. I must say that Silver has got so many drivers out of this race this season. New Potato has gone wide. Styles is in the has had enough then, and he has decided to go out back and take a comfort break as he is out of qualifying. Of course, Styles is really started off 2023 with a bang, hasn't he? He has flown up the order in the World Championship. Styles has with a. I think he had a 5th, and he's had a 5th and a 4th. Styles has, and that has moved him right up into 12th in the championship. There, 7 points behind Sick as Muck. Styles had those, but unfortunately for Styles, it's been a phenomenal feast, really, hasn't it? Because he's either got a top 5 finish, or he's had a DNF so far this year. But hopefully he can get some. And Martin Nodder there going on a grass cutting course there in the Williams, but she is in 9th position at the moment. That's not too bad at all. I don't think she'll be too happy though if it's raining again, because I think she did have she had to battle the elements last night as well, didn't she? Martin Nodder did. Watching Marsky, who is just coming in to Luffield. That used to be 2 Luffields, didn't it? Because there used to be like a very little straight then before they just curved it out, didn't they? Back in 96, was it, or 95? I think it was 95 was the last time that I remember it being on the game, of course, but I am quite old. Serious Mushroom, who is, I've never missed the race because I'm a nerd. Kaz, I am doing it! I'm not sure what you're doing, Kaz, but good luck to you, my good sir. Then I think that Kaz is in 10th position, but no, he's doing a good job there. Marsky's in validated time. Sick as Muck, who's just started his lap now. We'll keep an eye on Sick as Muck's progress. Jinner has gone purple in the first split time. He's found a 10th for a second, with Vessier is now up into 2nd position, unbeknownst to me, whilst I've been yapping on about all kinds of nonsense. Also, it's transfer deadline day, and someone has just jumped right up the order. I think that's Dynamo Dan on his 3rd attempt on 3 lap over soft tyres. Has made his way up into 7th fastest than Dynamo Dan is. Achilles heel then for Dynamo Dan is his qualifying performance is maybe not as good as his race performance there for Dynamo Dan. But however, we've seen in the past in ALR that qualifying performance don't always make for good race results. So we've seen that as well with Fanjo, which, by the way, Fanjo has equalled the most pole positions in ALR Silver history with 15 last night. That stat has been Jinner goes fast there. Great time indeed. 800 of a second quicker than Kiki at the moment, who is currently back in the pits there. But Jinner once again showing his prowess in qualifying this season. Hopefully he can have a good clean pair of heels and have a good good race as well to boot. Swanshanks, that's a great time for Swanshanks. He's up to 5th fastest. Great stuff indeed. That 6 Mucks invalidated his time then, so he did not see what happened there for 6 Muck. Unfortunately, Ariel on the surface. Look at fantastic. Just a quick one as well. So yeah, Fanjo has equalled for the most pole positions in silver history with 15 last night. So congratulations to Fanjo. That record has stood the test of time since the first ever season of ALR Silver, which was of course set by Glock. So that is really incredible indeed there for Fanjo there. 5 seasons later, we have Fanjo, well, 4 seasons later really, hasn't it? But Fanjo has only been in the Silver Championship for about 23 races. So very good stuff indeed there for Fanjo then. So 15 pole positions then in the 2nd tier of ALR. Fantastic stuff indeed then. I am getting at least 1 point 100% then. Mushroom, what happened to you? You lost the car. Fanjo's a beast, Mushroom is saying. And good evening to our tag then. No, Rabbit, I lost my way to the track. Laugh. I love you. Love it. Ariel coming out of coming into Cops as well. Go for the Cops corner, don't run too wide. He has run too wide, and Ariel, unfortunately, has invalidated his time, and that could cost him. Duncan Dave is having a great qualifying mode, up into 5th position. Magnificent stuff indeed there. And I thought that was a quick lap there, but it wasn't. It was an out lap. Echo up into 4th fast as well. Both Alfa Romeos are looking very strong here at the moment. Very strong indeed then, and I am loving this then. It's great to, there's one thing I do like is when drivers really start to improve over the season, because V Todd had his best result of his season last night and has propelled himself from near the bottom of the standings right up into the midfield of silver as well. So hats off to V Todd there. Good stuff indeed then. So is this a tactic of B Rabbit saying, yes, as always, Serious Rusher is saying that yes, Serious Rusher's not a fan of qualifying, is he? Out of final turn, Noob Potato goes third, fastest out. 3/10 second behind the pace setters, which is Kiki and Gino. This is Kiki's debut here tonight in ALR. I think that because Kiki, I have commented on Kiki, I'm sure he raced in Division 7 when ALR was a part of the HDE family a season ago. Then out of the final turn then for Echo. He goes third, fastest out, and that's a great time for Echo as well. He is on the second row of the grid now, and Kiki across the line then, and is going to have another bite of the cherry now. Well, this is his next bite of the cherry as well. So I have lost myself completely, but here is Vessier then, who has had a very busy week in Silverstone, hasn't he? But here he comes out of the final turn, and Vessier improves by 3/10 of a second. Stays 5th fast at the moment. We've only got 30 seconds to go in this qualifying session. Here comes Duncan Dave, who's had a great qualifying run. He's had a pretty appalling start to the season. He goes 6th fast, it's found half a second there. Mercedes then just starting their lap as well. It's sick as muck then, and I think that is the last car that I think is going to be able to set a time then. So here comes Kaz. We've got a Ferrari in the background as well, but Kaz is on a quick lap. I think Dynamo Dan's on a quick lap as well. I know it's Billet who's on a quick lap. Billet is just about to start us up, but this is not ideal for Billet. Kaz across the line, and he improves. Kaz does actually get through to start another lap, but I don't think Billet does, and so Billet was held up quite badly there, unfortunately. Dynamo Dan across the line. He's invalidated his time. He's down in 8th position then, Dynamo Dan is, so he's going to be disappointed with that. We got a spinner of New Potato, unfortunately. What about Brooksy? He hasn't set a time yet. Brooksy goes 6th fastest there. He's got a corner named after it as well. Almost, anyway. It's called Brooklands. But we're close, but no cigar. But Brooksy goes 6th fastest there. Alfa Romeo of Echo has invalidated his time. What about Kiki? Kiki was on pole position and out of the final turn. And what can Kiki do? Kiki's pole position at 27.6. That is a completely blitz the opposition here. My goodness gracious me. What a fantastic lap there for Kiki. And my goodness me, that's going to make a lot of drivers sit up and take notice. And look at those black clouds coming over here. Vessier goes third fastest there. Swanshanks finishes lap, and he's now in 8th position. That's a great qualifying there for Swanshanks. Magnificent stuff indeed. Here comes Sick as Muck, then half a second up in the second split time. That could be a 28. It is a 28.3 there for Sick as Muck, and he's moved his way up into 5th position there. His qualifying performance has never been a doubt, but Kaz has gone in, has had some issues down. There's a 5-place grid penalty for Billet, and I'm not sure if it was for Billet or Kaz there, but they were very close going over the line, and I think Billet is unhappy that he probably got held up, but the problem is that Kaz was on the lap, so he didn't really want to abandon that lap, did he? With Kaz 14th and Billet down in 15th position there. And just coming across the line then, so we may have a bit of quarrels going on then in the gold paddock, in the bronze paddock down there between Kaz and Billet then. So one of them's got a 5-place grid penalty. B Rabbit, good luck, serious musher, or very serious musher then. Backsmate Ultra then didn't get a proper lap in Diamond Dennis, so not happy for that. Kaz saying he cost him a hot lap. As he was on an out lap and did not move. Kaz is saying then, I must apologise because I thought it was the other way around then. I thought that I thought Kaz was finishing this hot lap and Billet was just about to start his, but he did go across the line and did not make it then. And that is the end of qualifying, and it is Kiki on pole position then for his bow here in bronze. So fantastic stuff indeed for him and for the Haas team. And it's Kaz who got a 5-place grid penalty, so he is going to be absolutely livid with that, unfortunately. But it's a Haas in pole position now with Jinner alongside him on row 1 and Vessier in 3rd position. And that is impressive stuff indeed. 3/10 of a second between Kiki, but Jinner had a great time towards the end as well. So good stuff indeed there. Just looking down to the bottom of the table then. Both McLarens then, unfortunately, on row 10 then. Well, they won't be because one will be 18th and one will be 20th then. As Kaz will be down in 19th position. Unfortunately, Styles, Arion, Cirrus Motion did not set a qualifying time, of course, as we roll on into the race. Now, the question that we got, or the question has been murmuring in the comments tonight then is, Newcastle against Southampton. Fantastic. I must admit, I've not really taken much. No, goodness me, it is rain. It is the heavens have opened here. It is rain galore. And my golly gosh. So they will be getting the wet tires out, I'm sure of it, because that is a lot of rain there. My goodness gracious me. B-Rabbit saying, wow, Kiki's time was solid. It was a 10th faster than mine yesterday, B-Rabbit was saying. It was a very good time there for Kiki, wasn't it? Fantastic. Kiki does race in the 100% league, but that was a cracking time there from Kiki, wasn't it? So I wonder if Kiki might be making his bow in silver next week then. So keep an eye out for that one. But yes, we do have a lot of rain then. It is streaming down at the moment. I heard a whisper that it was going to be rain, dry, and then rain towards the end of this race then. But let's see how this one transpires, shall we? As everyone is on the wet tyres then. So very similar to last night then. So very similar indeed then. So I wonder if it's going to be the same conditions then as in silver. So we're keeping on that one. It got very tight in the opening turn 1 and 2. This is a very difficult start here in Silverstone. Does the R in ALR stand for rain then? Only in silver, and it seems to be in bronze as well. But goodness gracious me, the heavens have definitely opened here, and it's full wet tires again around Silverstone. So this is going to be a very challenging Grand Prix coming out of that, coming up then. And also remember, it's a very much deja vu. Of course, it rained like this here last night in silver. Of course, it never rains, but it pours in Silverstone, doesn't it? Of course, this is the Great British weather. And we also have a Haas on pole position, but it's not Fangio, it is Kiki tonight. They're making his bronze debut. So pole position on his debut here tonight. Fantastic stuff indeed. Let's go for the quick show from front to back. It's Kiki pole position, his first of his career. Then we've got the two Alpine second and third. Then Alpine then had a nightmare Canadian Grand Prix, didn't they? And they lost out. Not too badly though, because of course they have got such a good gap in the constructors still. But they don't want another race like that. Vessier in third position with Echo in fourth. Great time for Echo. Fifth position is Sick as Mug. New Potato down in sixth then. I wonder the same with the Dynamo down where they just didn't get a clean run. But we've got second Red Bull with Brooksy in seventh position. Can Brooksy get some decent points tonight? And he's had a pretty disappointing start to season, as has Duncan Dave. Swan Shanks in ninth position there. Another driver I think will want to get back on pace. Love the helmet. Dynamo down, the championship leader, has got it all to do again, hasn't he? As I'm sure that Knowles has said that Dynamo down has been at the most positions from his start line to from his starting grid to his finish position. Marsky in 11th position then. 12th is Bob, slightly further back than what we expected to see Bob. 13th position is Welsh Maldonado. 14th, he's going to have a bit of flashbacks from last night, unfortunately, Maldonado is. Psycho or Billet in 15th position. Sorry, 14th position, I say, starting his 25th Grand Prix. Serious Mushroom is starting his 102nd Grand Prix in a row. Now, goodness gracious me, the man can't be stopped. 16th position is Ariel. Great to see him back racing. I love it. Styles said it's been the last three Grand Prix. He has scored 22 points. Can he keep on with that? Now we have got Scooby Stew in 18th position. Kaz with a 5-place grid penalty in 19th position. And 20th position is Tomo Tip Top, who had a really difficult qualifying to say the least. Thank you very much, B-Rabbit. Good luck to you all. Ginger will do a great performance as always. I hope so. I hope I do you all proud in the viewing gallery then, as we're watching Billet there just coming across the coming over the grid. Actually, stop. We're on board the pole station now. As you can see, the rain is falling quite dramatically here in Silverstone. Waiting for those red lights to come on. There they are. There's 3, there's 4, there's 5. There's a pause, and we are go here in Silverstone. No! And away we go then. Kiki's had a very good start. There's a second half on the curb there, and they all get through very nicely. They're wheel to wheel between Vessier and Echo. I think that there's a couple of cars in the sky. No, that's a Ferrari off, and that's a Ferrari off. I'm not sure. I think that's Dynamite Dan who is off the circuit there. I think it is Dynamite Dan, the championship leader, has dropped all the way to the back of the field as Vessier and Junior have also come to blows as well. And Dynamite Dan has recovered. I don't think it's as damage or not. As Scooby Stew on the outside there with Tom and Tip Top is up in 6th position already. Lovely helmet from Scooby Stew. He's off the circuit ever so slightly. You've got to be careful here because it's going to be so slippery here. As up into 14th position there goes the second Ferrari. Echo has moved this way up into 3rd position as well. It's a tough out start here. And New Potato, one of the championship protagonists, both championship protagonists down in 19th and 20th position. Bob is up into staying in 12th position. Nope, they're down 11th now. Swanshank's down 3 positions there. And it's a terrible start. And oh my gosh, with that McLaren, Tip Top is in the wall. Oh, and that's another. It's an absolute deluge here in Silverstone. Ariel off as well. And both have gone into the barrier there. Tom and Tip Top, good job not resetting to track there. And Echo has moved his way up into 2nd position. He's passed both the Alpine cars on this opening lap here, whilst Kiki is just dancing off into the distance here, so coming down the hangar straight there. And look at this then, is Echo is under major pressure, and look at that Alpine flying through. Ariel's off again, unfortunately, in the second, and Kiki's had a slip, and look, Echo takes the lead, and look, and Kiki's dropped down into 4th position. Up the inside goes Jenna. Jenna's up the inside, yellow flag as well. The McLaren's is off as well, and Jenna up in the 2nd position. Nope, Vessier's up in the 2nd position. Nope, Jenna's up in the 2nd position there. It's a dancing on ice. They come through the complete lap 1 then, and that's only 1 lap out of 26 here tonight then. And now we got Sickers Muck up into 4th position there. Fantastic manoeuvre there, and look, the rain is getting heavier up there. You can see it, it's coming down there. Up the inside goes Sickers Muck then, on the inside of Vessier as well. Vessier's had a bit of a scrappy end to the lap here, but he's had a good opening couple of corners there, and it did go wrong then towards the end then. Look at how dull it's got then. It is absolutely bucking it down up there. We're going to get a safety car here. I've only ever seen one safety car when the rain's been so heavy. And look at this, and Sickers Muck there having a look down the Wellington straight. He's got past now, yellow flag set, and there is one of the Alfa Romeos is Swanshanks off the circuit. Kiki, who was on pole position, dropping down to 5th position then. And look at this, and it's Sickers Muck who's on the outside, coming out of left field. Great Tom Deep, but he's just been tagged ever so slightly from Vessier, who's in the 2nd Alpine car, and going through. And Kiki, he's off, and Brooksy's out of the race then. Oh my goodness me, and it's a horrific. Where has he gone? He's gone right off then, and it's over the stone start finish straight there, and it's a virtual safety car. Brooksy out of this race set already, and New Potato is crawling as well here. My goodness me, what an action-packed start here to bronze set. It's absolutely chaos out there. Oh my word. Oh, good gosh there. And Tom and Tip Top has come in the pits. I think Ariel came in the pits as well. And look at this. And the pole sitter down in 13th position. This is deja vu, isn't it? Is it a flashback then from, last night there? And I've got to say, a bit of rewind time, is it then? Between silver and bronze here. Golly gosh there. That was absolutely chaotic to say the least then. Virtual safety car is out at the moment then, so they had to, no listen, it's gone. It's green here in Silverstone. We're back racing. Echo, I thought was getting a bit sideways there, but now we're on lap 3 here in the Grand Prix as they flash past me now. Sickers Muck up to a fantastic 3rd position. Dynamo, the championship leader, he's out to the Grand Prix. Oh my word. And look, Swanshanks, where is Dynamo? That I can't even see it. He's in the barrier. Ericsson had a crash there in 2013. No, 2015 potentially. And Kiki is off as well, and this is appalling. Surely there has to be a safety car here, because this is absolutely chaos here at the moment, and the drivers are really struggling, and we've lost, and Echo has lost the lead then, because Jenner takes the lead here in the British Grand Prix down the Wellington straight here. Vessier is off the circuit as well, and he has dropped down into 10th position as well. Serious Mushroom up into 9th position there. Absolute chaos in the opening stage of the Grand Prix. Who is out the inside? Vessier has retaken 9th position then, with Serious Mushroom down into 10th. Redonkulous stuff here at the moment then, as Hungry Styles has now gone, is now up into 11th position as well. This is incredible stuff, and Sick as Muck now all over the back of Echo. We got 2 drivers with penalties at the moment then on lap 3 of this race, as he's now all over the back. Echo is really struggling. This race is yo-yoing around there. Look at that, the rain is coming horizontally now, absolutely horizontally. At the moment, 2 retirements. Brooksy out the race, he retired on the old pit straight then, and unfortunately Dynamo Dan, the championship leader out of the race as well. I think that's his first retirement of the season, and that is a major blow. He's not going to lose the championship here tonight. He's got a 30-point lead in the championship. Whatever happens then, yellow flag, and one of the Red Bulls is off his new potato, dropping down the order again then. Sick as Muck dances on the outside of Echo and makes his way up into second position, and is Echo dropping down to third, with Billet on his 25th race start, and the only Scarlet Ferrari left in this race is up into 6th position now. Jenner set the fast up the race, followed by Sick as Muck. Sick as Muck is absolutely loving these conditions at the moment. He is the rain master at the moment. Sick as Muck is up into 2nd position. Thank you very much, Altag then. Really appreciate your kind comments there, but I think I need to have a break and sit down now as I've hurt myself. Cirrus Mushing up into 10th position as Dynamo Dan has left the session in absolute. He is furious there as he looks like that he's ploughed into the back of someone, and I'm not sure if it's his fault or whatnot, but it doesn't. But I think Dynamo Dan knows. It feels like he knows whose fault it was. We didn't see it on stream, unfortunately. Goodness gracious me. As Brooksy is also disappointed as well. Look, Styles off the circuit there. He comes back on now. He's dropped down 2 positions there. Styles has new potato. Can he get himself back on the order? Brooksy out of the race as well. He's very disappointed. Equals, hey Sean, bronze. Whoop whoop. Oh, goodness me, bronze is on an absolutely chaotic start here tonight then. So hopefully we'll have some decorum in this race. I think the rain has eased off now, but that I thought that period then between lap 1, just after the start of the race, to lap 3, that rain was absolutely torrential, wasn't it? I'm not surprised a lot of drivers would fall off the circuit, and we have got a ghost yellow flag out there for some reason down at Stowe Corner. We'll keep an eye on that one. There's Billet is now, as we've got a yellow flag also coming out of the loop as well. Billet all over the back of Marsky. Well, I say all over the back, he's not really, is he? But we do have a conga line now as Echo has dropped 4 seconds. Echo has. Tomo Tip Top has left the session. Into the pits comes Echo. What's happened to Echo? He's in the pits, and this is very early for Echo. I'm wondering then, because the rain has stopped quite suddenly. Is it intermediate tyre conditions? Yeah, I think it's too early myself. I always have wrong on these tyre choices, but I think it's too early then. But my goodness me, you needed monsoon tyres to start this one. We'll keep an eye on let's keep an eye on these tyre strategies as well then. As Echo in the pits, and let's see there. So you can see a lot of raindrops then falling on Marsky. It's a great performance though from Marsky. Intermediate tyres then for Echo. We didn't see if he had any damage there, but the Alpha Sick as Muck takes the lead. Jenner's dropped down into 2nd position, but he's now going down the Wellington straight here, and there's no DRS just yet, but he's going to go on the outside into Brooklyn. So Sick as Muck leads the British Grand Prix. Wow, what an incredible start from Sick as Muck. Absolutely in fine Vettel, listening. He is now flying through. He now takes the lead of the British Grand Prix. And what's an area off the circuit again, and on a nightmare race area is that. Look at this. Jenner's having a look on the inside, going into Cop's corner. He has got a lot of momentum now underneath himself, and can he get himself through that? We'll keep an eye on Echo's performance there, but he is dropping time to his teammate at the moment. However, the rain has eased off considerably in the last lap or two though, so this could be an absolute inspiring call from Echo in 15th position, but he's gone from 3rd all the way down into 15th position there. And here comes Jenner. Jenner's on the outside there, and Swanshanks has got past Kaz and moved himself into 14th position there. And we got Duncan Dave all over the back of the Ferrari. Duncan Dave on the inside of Billet. He passes Billet, moves himself up into 6th position. Yellow flag. One of the Haas cars is Kiki off the circuit into the pit lane. Who is that? That's one of the Williams, is it? Maldonado is making the switch as well then. Is she coming on the intermediate? Who's that? Who's that off the circuit? It's the Ferrari. It's Billet off the circuit as well. Thank goodness me, there's chaos all over the show. And here's the second Mercedes now up into 5th position. Wow, magnificent. And now Serious Mushroom. Look at him. He's using his experience there. A very experienced Mushroom now takes 5th position there. Passes Duncan Dave. Moves himself up into 5th position. The gap in the front though is less than half a second now then as we come down the Wellington straight then. Sick as Muck leads then. He has now won a race so far in a bronze end, so this is going to be very much pressure, isn't it, into the pits. Welsh Maldonado, yellow flag then for Ariel. So Maldonado's on intermediate tyres, Styles on intermediate tyres, Scooby Stew also on intermediate tyres as well. Does Bron need some wet weather driving? Pointers, Farf is asking that. Of course, Farf was quite incredible last night. He finished second on the road. Unfortunately, he did get a 5-second penalty, which cost him that podium. Unfortunately, Jenner almost off the circuit then. When are they going to come in the pits? I think Echo's made an inspired call, actually. I wasn't sure at the time. However, I think that is an incredible call now, because he is now 10 seconds back. He is catching on New Potato here, and the crossover is very close, and Kiki on the intermediate compound tyres as well. So, Scooby Stew has got a 3-second penalty. Tomo Tip Top is back in the session. He's down in 16th position now. Tomo Tip Top is the leaders who have got 7 seconds lead over Marsky. They're staying out. Both drivers are staying out then. So, and Echo is really taking time out of New Potato. He's taking half a second out of the wet, as Vestier's got past, Billet and moved himself up into 7th position. Vestier said, and they're both in the pits, and they're coming in. They got to slow the cars down. Bob is also in the pits as well. Billet has not slowed it down enough, unfortunately. He's got a 5-second stop and go penalty. Maldonado is all over the back of Swanshanks, who has not stopped for the wet weather tyres just yet either, and he's gone wide. Here's Maldonado then, as she's going to go up and under into Club Corner. She will have so much, not quite yet though. I thought she's going to go steam up and under. Swanshanks looks, Jenner's got a penalty. Good heavens there. Jenner's got a 3-second penalty. Sickest Mug, who is now starting to really show his performance in the wet here. But the weather is starting to ease off here. It has completely changed on its head, hasn't it? It's not like Silver, where he had heavy rainfall, elongated time. This is just a very short time as well. Kaz has got past Bob, or is it the other way around then? Yes, it is. I think Kaz is staying on the wet tyres there. I think the intermediate tyres are the way to go now. Having said that, we haven't got the DRS, well, no, we haven't, of course. We won't have the DRS activated, will we? Because it's still wet weather out there. But the intermediate tyres do look quick, because Echo has now gained another couple, is now 8.3 seconds the gap is between himself and New Potato. That is the, and we've got Ariel right off the circuit there, and he's still on the wet tyres there. Ariel is having a nightmare return to form here tonight, unfortunately. Billet on the intermediate tyres there. So we've now got only a handful. Jinner is all over the back again as Sickest Muck must have made a mistake then. Ariel into the pits then, and they're going to change tyres. Yes, so I think Jinner is going to do the opposite. He has done the opposite. Sickest Muck has stayed out there. Jinner is into the pits. They've got a 7-second deficit over themselves, and Marsky has stayed out. Serious Mushroom stayed out as well at the moment, and whilst we've got the majority of the field now on the intermediate tyres, Jinner into the pits now, and Sickest Muck, can he put the toe down? This is a crucial part of the Grand Prix, isn't it? We're only on lap 8, and we have had action galore in this one, as Vestier now coming to the back of Kaz. So none of the other drivers from the top 5 are coming to the pits. Duncan Dave in 4th, Serious Mushroom 3rd, Marsky 2nd, Sickest Muck leads the Grand Prix. Very comfortably indeed. We've got some blue sky now over here in Northamptonshire. Echo set the fast off race. I thought it was a 5-second penalty for us. And Echo, first driver then to come. And Maldonado's exit stage left there. Hopefully she'll be back in, because she's on the intermediate tyres here. Hopefully Maldonado can get herself back in, because this is a golden opportunity. Vesta's going to have a look on the inside of Kaz going into turn 1 and 2 there. They come over the brow of the hill. Great manoeuvre there. And Kaz has lost a lot of momentum there going through turn 1 there. Maldonado's back in the session. Fantastic. She has not lost too much time yet. Tomo Tip Top has got a 3-second penalty. There is Jinner. Look at how much time he's gained, because he was 4 seconds back then, because he came to the pits 3 laps ago. It's almost a second a lap, but Echo has gained over Jinner, but Jinner just about got enough, and that was great. Judgment there for Jinner. So Jinner, it's a golden opportunity tonight with the championship rivals of Brooksy out of Dynamo Dan out of the Grand Prix. New Potato down the order. Yellow flag in front of us here, as I think it is the AlphaTauri. Then Tomo Tip Top on intermediate tyres as well. Top 4 are all on wet tyres, along with Swanshanks and Kaz as well. At this moment in time, the field is starting to spread out here in this race on lap 8. Into the pits comes the race leader, Marsky into the pits as well. What about Serious Mushroom? Mushroom also in the pits, and Duncan Dave also in the pits. So here it is. I think the intermediate tyres are the way to go now. Bob is through past the Swanshanks. Swanshanks is the last of the runners to come in the pits. Sickest Muck is in and out, shake it all about that. As there he comes in. So where is Jinner? As Jinner is navigating his way through Club Corner, the Hasbro carrying. That is for Serious Mushroom, then just getting prepared out in the pit lane then. And this is going to be quite... I don't think it's going to be close at all then. We have got a very long shot of the pit lane here. I think Jitter's done it, you know. Jitter, I think he's done it. He has done it. This Tomo Tip Top is... Oh, he's stuck in the pit lane. And has that cost Stickers Muck the lead of this race? I'm not sure. I hope he ghosted. But look at this then. And... oh, no. Oh no, it's I think Marsky that look at that then, they all slowed down, and that is absolute well, it's a very narrow pit lane there, but Tomo Tip Top has spun in the pit X down and cost themselves a lot of time there, and I wonder if that cost Sick as Muck. It probably would have done, I'd say. Even if you did ghost, you would not have expected there now for a McLaren to be parked there. Billet's on the outside there, and he takes Marsky because Marsky has lost an abundance amount of time because of that pit exit fiasco there, unfortunately. Of course, we didn't see how Tomo Tip Top got in that position. I think we do say that probably reset the track is not a good idea, but I think in that instance, that might have been a good idea. Sick as Muck has now got a 3-second penalty as well. So, it's all even Stevens in the front then. And penalties then, Echo's got 6 seconds of penalties, we didn't even have distance yet. Echo's got 6 seconds of penalties, Sick as Muck, and Jinner's got 3 seconds, 5 seconds from Billet. We've seen that when he was on board. Scooby Stew was very attactive in the opening stage of the Grand Prix. He's also got 6 seconds out. Equaz, wowzers, indeed there from Equaz, who's now second in the World Championship in a silver, of course. Yellow flag in 3, and I think that's I think it's Ariel. It is Ariel having a nightmare out there at the moment there on lap 8 of this Grand Prix. I don't think that his setup is very suited to the damp conditions. Junior set the fast off race on board of Marcy going up the inside. Ariel's got a 5-second penalty there for speeding in the pit lane, and he is out of the race then. And I think that's frustration there for Ariel, unfortunately, as yes, he just it didn't look very. He was just struggling, wasn't he, right from the get-go. Along with Tomo Tip Top, really, both drivers. I'm wondering if they had a very attackive dry setup on here, as now we got this serious mushroom all over the back of Duncan Dave. This is great run. This is a great return to form for Duncan Dave, because he's doing a great job in 9th edition there. But their serious mushroom is consistency has been one of the strong points of this season so far for serious mushroom, and he's in a very strong 9th edition. And Marsky, who's still behind Billet at the moment now, is Duncan Dave got very sideways out, and now serious mushroom on the outside. He is through, passes the Aston Martin, moves himself up into 9th position, and Duncan Dave down in 10th position at the moment. So some factoids of the day is that Dynamo Dan, the championship leader out of this race, said as there was a collision there as he came up against a slower car, but we do not know nothing more than that then, as so we cannot judge for that. But Dynamo Dan is furious with the altercation that has happened on the circuit here tonight. So just watching New Potato now with the weather starting to ease off ever so slightly. Then so we've had 4 seasons so far in Silverstone. We had beautiful sunshine in qualifying. We had rain in the start of the race. And we had an absolute deluge, didn't we? Summer rain then to begin this race. And now we're just in a light rain at the moment. Sick as Muck is hungry for that first Grand Prix win of his career in ALR. He is pushing with Echo in 4th position. Welsh Marnado and Echo, both drivers are in very early for the intermediate tyres. Absolutely caught it to perfection. I thought Echo had made a huge mistake, but he knew it, didn't he? He knew exactly what he needs to do there, and that was fantastic. And there was contact between Marsky and Serious Mushroom in over the Hamilton straight there, but they are all still fine and dandy now. Serious Mushroom absolutely flying out there. Marsky dropping down to 9th position. This opening stage of the Grand Prix, unfortunately, is starting to drop down the order ever so slightly here. Duncan Dave all over the back of Marsky as well here. But this is the close battle on track at the moment, and up next is Billet in 7th position in the sole remaining Ferrari here, and that is very unusual for us to say the sole remaining Ferrari, because Dynamo Dan's his first retirement of the season. He has got a 30-point lead in the championship here in bronze, but this could be catastrophic. We mentioned in gold on Sunday this could be a turning point in the season, and this could potentially be exactly the same, singing from the same hymn sheet in bronze tonight. Then as the umbrellas are still up in the background, but the spectators absolutely love it here, don't we? We do like a bit of rain in Silverstone, don't we? We've seen some classic races over the years in Silverstone with rain. Of course, one of my favourite races ever of all time is the 2008 Grand Prix, where Lewis Hamilton absolute dominated the 2008 race. He was about 45 to 50 seconds in front of Heitfeld and Barrichello, who I think finished second and third at that race in the end. I'm not too sure. Massa was spinning like a tip-top, wasn't he? Considering Tomo tip-top earlier on in this race there, but unfortunately Massa had a bit of a nightmare, didn't he? 98 as well comes to mind as well, where Michael Schumacher won the race there when he was in the pit lane there, which is very unusual, wasn't it? Albeit he should have got that penalty well before the end of the race, but never mind. FIA has always been a bit kerfuffle with their rules, haven't they? Sick as muck then. Well, I'm not even sure if maybe I'm giving him a disservice there. We'll talk about that in a minute, because look, serious mushroom up the inside. Billet's gone a great defending there for Billet, and now then that is costly for, because look, that is costly for Mushroom, because look at the drivers all over the back of him now. He needs to get that done quite quickly. Sick as muck has got the gap down to 0.6 of a second then from Jinner in second position. Echo is dropping up the back. He cannot live with the pace out of the front of the moment. Maldonado is on a great return to a bronze then, isn't she? Her 21st Grand Prix start tonight, up into 4th position now. Up the inside goes Serious Mushroom. It's 102nd start in a row. And Billet is 25 start here tonight in his bronze career, down into 8th position there. But you're going to need a lot of experience to get to the end of this race from here on in there. We're just coming up to half. This is the British Grand Prix. And I did hear a whisper that the track may dry out as well, as this wet weather may not be here for long. So this could get very interesting indeed. Duncan Dave, has got a 3-second penalty as well. The penalties are starting to really add up at this stage of proceedings then. And of course, normally in the wet weather, you don't really want to touch these curves then. But in Silverstone, you have to touch the curves if you don't want to be lost in the shuffle. Jenner's got a I'm so used to saying it now. Jenner has got a fast up there. I'm so used to saying that the drivers had a 3-second penalty, and look at this, as Billet defending for all he's worth there. But Marski now up into 8th position, passes Billet, and now coming up the inside, that is Dino. No, up the inside is Billet again then. Oh, is he going to stop the car? He just about stops the car as we got Vesio there getting a penalty there. Up the inside is Billet then, and goodness me, they're not giving each other much room there. And look at the background, there's New Potato just stealing seeing the march on Hungry Styles has dropped down into 12th position here. And going back to this battle here, look at Serious Mushroom, he's got the gap up to 2 seconds already. Billet is big cork in the bottle here at this stage, isn't he? Billet is or Psycho, I'm not sure what he wants to be called at the moment, but he's Billet in my eyes, and he is at the moment in 8th position there. But look at that 2 seconds gap. It's now Serious Mushroom, 11 seconds to go, and Vessier, who got past the Billet earlier on, then Bob up in the 5th position. Bob on an absolutely superb day out there at the moment. Whilst Maldonado in 4th position, Echo in 3rd, Sick as Muck is 2nd, with Jinner leading this Grand Prix. But this is the battle on circuit at the moment between Billet, Marski, Duncan Dave, New Potato, and Hungry Stars. New Potato then would like to get back on, would like to be on the podium then, because he's in a rich run of form. New Potato is, but at the moment he is on course to score no points for himself for the Red Bull team. He needs to get himself into the top 10 at the very least there. Of course, you do get a point for fastest lap there. Well, I think the fastest lap may be a bit of a lottery towards the end of this race when the track is completely dried out. Up the front then is 3 tenths of a second. It's coming down quite quickly there. However, Sick as Muck then, just like I said, that Sick as Muck has dropped back ever so slightly then. Light rain at the moment then. If this rain continues at this intensity, I do not expect anyone. Sick as Muck's got another 3-second penalty there. That penalty, I think, is going to be the major plot hole in this Grand Prix. The major talking point, I think, in this one is that the less penalties there might be better than Kiki, the pole sitter. Nightmare race so far, dropping down into it. Look at that, look left there, and that is New Potato trying to sneak an advantage on the outside of Duncan Dave, and Duncan Dave getting his elbows out there in the Aston Martin, and unfortunately for New Potato fans, he is still down 11th for this moment. He's not making headway on the retirement of Dynamo Dan then, and Dynamo Dan then, of course, there is absolutely gutted that he's out of the race, isn't he? I'm sure of it. But at the moment his teammate is flying the flag for Ferrari quite nicely indeed, and really getting those, really working hard for these 4 points at the moment. He's had a great run now there. Swan Shanks is now past Scooby Stew, moved his way up into 13th position. Scooby Stew down into 14th position. Now Kiki is all over the back of Kaz, and Kiki trying to recover after having an issue earlier on in this race. Of course, he was on pole position there, was Kiki, but I think Kaz just letting him through that as he wants to concentrate on his own race. back in this incredible battle here in the midfield there, isn't it? Between Billet and the gap is now to 4 seconds there. So they are losing the time handover. There's a new potato well off the circle there in Cobb's corner. Hungry Stars dropping back slightly, but Hungry Stars has not got a pounce yet, nor has New Potato, and nor has Marsky either, nor has Serious Special, but we become accustomed to those drivers not getting penalties, and once again that could help climb up the order at the end of this one. Duncan Dave, who is of course no DRS yet, then there might be DRS at the end of this race, and up the inside goes Marsky now, and Billet there, and oh goodness me, Marsky having to take a base of action, and Duncan Dave almost having a swap-a-roo there, and luckily able to, and New Potato at the inside there. That's a great camera angle, but not on this instance there. Marsky has lost 2 positions there in a twinkling of an eye because he didn't get past the Billet, and that is how crucial it was to get past the Ferrari, because he is dropping quite quickly now, and I think that this is going to win, this is going to really ruin your race, isn't it? No disrespect to Billet, of course he doesn't need to wave anyone through, does he? He is fighting for position now, he is fighting for the Ferrari team, he is fighting for Team Red here tonight, Billet is, and he's doing a magnificent job to make that Ferrari as wide as possible. But Duncan Dave is now for a second and a half back from Billet. Of course, that's not crucial at this stage of the race then. That 15 then of this one, it might be crucial. Later on, then New Potato got on the inside. Echo's got no pounds. I think that's up to 9 seconds now for the drivers in front. And Maldonado has really started to put a spurt on here. She could be on the podium. Good heavens there. Of course, Maldonado must be, I think, using her wealth of experience as an ALR driver, because I think she's got quite up to 60 race starts in her whole career in ALR, in full position from doing an absolutely splendid job in the Williams. Magnificent. Jenner's still in the race, and the gap is now to 2 seconds. And Sickers Muck has dropped off the back then, hasn't he, at the moment? Then, but a great battle between Sickers Muck and Jenner. But Jenner, this is a perfect day so far for Jenner with on lap 16 out of 26. And the rain has not eased up as much as I thought it would in this second stage of the race. And so at this moment, it is still intermediate tires, and they can stay on until the end of the race. I would hazard a guess then they may be a bit worse for wear towards the end then, but they shouldn't be too difficult to survive on track there. But there's a lot of light cloud overhead then, which to me does signal that we could have the track could drive before the end of this race. Well, but we still have 10 laps to go around at Silverstone here, but no one does not need to make another pit stop at this stage of proceedings. At the moment, Maldonado, my goodness gracious me, Kiki's got another 3-second penalty at the moment. Maldonado is really pushing. She does not have a penalty, and look at her, she's pushing Echo through left field here before accelerating up and come up to Cobb's corner. Jenner's got another penalty then, and it's all status quo. I think back at the front then, 6.69 then for Sickers Muck. New Potato's got past Duncan Dave, just like go off. He has got past there, and he is now up into 9th position. And look at that 5-second penalty in front of New Potato, but I think he wants to get past. Oh, the New Potato has had a swap, and look, it's Duncan Dave got anything in reserve fan, and he might have here. He had an almighty crash last night, didn't we? In silver, but Duncan Dave too far back at the moment as they go through Cobb's corner. But he has a run then. But as we go into Maggots and Beckett's, it's only one by one there, unless you're very brave and trust the car in front there. But I think it's too far back. He might have enough urge though to really go for it down the back straight. And once again, Sickers Muck, I wonder if he was harvesting, because he is quicker. He just can't get past, I think, Jenner. They are so evenly matched on the front too. It's absolutely great to see and witness, but it's also great to see this battle here. Lap 17 out of 26 here tonight then. My goodness gracious me, as Dynamo Dan is asked far to teach him about the wet weather drive, and then Dynamo Dan unfortunately is unfortunately out of the race then, and he's a spectator like you and I then. But it's good to see him still watching the race then. That's very good to see then. Yes, I think he might be interested to see what his competitors are doing at the moment. His nearest championship rival is Jenner, who is leading this race at the moment, isn't he? Well, the nearest championship rival who is in the highest scoring position then. On board then with Maldonado, left lovely helmet design, by the way. Fantastic indeed. I heard that Echo was also a bit late coming into the lobby because he was looking at his helmet design as well. And Maldonado all over the back of Echo. She's going to go the outside. It's going to be Verstappen and Hamilton-esque, is it here? Is she going to go up and under? She tries to go up and under, but Echo has carried a lot of good speed through Cop's corner. That is great defending there from Echo. I tip my hat off to you, my good sir. Magnificent! And look at this, and we got another great power here coming out of left field. And Buller there trying to make that Ferrari as wide as possible. Maldonado there coming down the back straight. She got anything in reserve there for the Earth's deployment? Look at Bob in the background as well, as Bob may also be feeling that he could have a chance for this podium as well. Goodness gracious me, this is great stuff indeed. And now coming up into Magus and Bex, and Bullet looking very slow at this stage then. Bullet is, I think he's now starting to drive with his wing mirrors instead of looking in front then. But of course, when you've got New Potato right behind you, I think it's going to be very difficult not to look in your wing mirrors at this stage of proceedings there. And once again, down the hanger straight then, New Potato. That Ferrari's very quick in a straight line, without of course, slipstream. Oh my goodness me, I thought he was into the back of the Ferrari. Oh, lovely shot from the nose cone at the Aston Martin. He's had to back off, and now comes Marsky up the inside. Oh my word, oh, it's getting very squeezy here into Club Corner. My goodness me. And well, gosh, and out of the final turn here in Silverstone. What an incredible battle here as they come across the Hamilton straight once again now. And somehow I have bruised my leg. I think I've kicked the table in anticipation. But this is an incredible battle here. Fantastic. Jinner and Sick as Muck. One incredible race. This is probably one of my favourite, top 5 favourite bronze races I have commentated on. This is an absolutely, this is a proper epic. This is a jewel, isn't it, here in Silverstone? Silverstone never fails to amaze us, does it? And there's me, oh my goodness me, oh, that's going to be contact. That is contact. There is contact between New Potato and Billy there. Billy's got the inside. He's going to run New Potato out wide. He tries, but New Potato is alongside. And great driving from both drivers here as they come over the old start grid hatchets here as well. And New Potato has done the job there. Great driving there from both. That was absolutely incredible stuff. Both drivers did not want to yield there, and they all left. They left it on the track. That is magnificent. Absolutely impeccable driving. I love it. Next up though is Duncan David. So Bullet there cannot even take solace in how much he made the 5-time Grand Prix winner New Potato work for that position, because now he's got Duncan Dave all over the gearbox as well, coming down into Stowe corner. Gap at the front, 4/10 of a second there. Maldonado needs to get past Echo quite quickly here because Echo is struggling. As we got Vessier has now got a 6-second penalty. Of those penalties from Vessier, I think is going to cost him potentially this podium battle. But let's see how this one goes. We've still got 7 laps here. Back with Maldonado. She is she's not deploying anything at the moment. Look at, it's stopped raining. It stopped raining, you know. It stopped raining here with just a couple... Oh, has it? No, hang on. It has stopped raining. Well, it stopped raining on the onboard from Maldonado. I think it has stopped raining. Oh, my goodness. Gracious me. And we could be seeing dry tires as well. Who is that going to help them? Maldonado's all over the gearbox of Echo. All over Echo like a bad suit as we go into Cop's corner as they fly. Oh, my goodness me. It's Echo is... Maldonado's just knocked off my nose. And she's all over the back. She's going to have a look. And she not quite. And then she goes into... Maggis and Beckett's the gap at the front is the second at the moment. Then goodness gracious me, we've got a conga line here, haven't we? And I think that she's through. Is she? It's going to be wheel to wheel down the back straight. Echo is giving her a squeeze, but they're going wheel to wheel down the hanger straight. Echo's got so much more pace in the straight line, and I think that that is definitely helping Echo out at the moment now. Keep the position. There's Bob in the background as well. Then no one's going to change the dry tires just yet, I don't think. But now the track's starting to dry. Drainage around here has to be quite incredible. Of course, mainly because of it rains here quite a lot of the time. Duncan Dave all over the back of Billet now. Billet's had a great lap around here, I must say though, because come back down to me because Bob's having a look on the inside of Maldonado. She has gone from attack to defence, so but Bob has unfortunately got a 3-second penalty. That's going to cost him as well. Maldonado, no penalties at all at the moment. If she can get within Sirius Rush has got the fast up as well, absolutely flying. Duncan Davis now put into 10th position. Now Marsky in 11th. So Hungry Styles there could get onto the points as well. Getting onto the points in three of the last 4 races. Three in the last 4 races there. Styles has been in the points and he is in incredible form out there. So, when are we going to have we got enough time for dry tyres then with 6 laps to go in this Grand Prix? I must say that it's going to be tight then. I'm not sure if the juice is worth the squeeze then. Driver of the Day nominations then Sickers Maldonado and Serious Mushroom. I definitely agree with that. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Yeah, it's indeed. If we could have normally we don't do reserves, do we? But Maldonado is driving superbly well at the moment. I think the Billet's also doing a great job. Is also doing a great job in of his own right as well. So there's a lot of drivers that are driving today just for staying on track here tonight, isn't it? At the moment. Oh, I've given myself indication as well. I might have to get some Oda California out after this. So no, that's compliments, isn't it? Bob is all over the back of Maldonado. I think that the drivers. I'm wondering if some drivers may be hoping that it does dry up, because some drivers do come. Scooby Stew is the first driver then to roll the dice and come into the pits, and we'll check out to see what tires he puts on then in the McLaren. We couldn't see over that wall there, unfortunately, because it's a unique pit lane here. Of course, they do. Oh, Maldonado! Oh my goodness me! I thought she was gone there. Wow, milady! Fantastic stuff in the Williams. I thought that she was gone there. We remember in the first ever season of ALR, Hunter had a horrific shunt around there, and I think it was drier condition than this, wasn't there? But much more downforce. And Echo again there just will be driving on his wing mirrors. A lot of drivers will be at the moment. But a great job there defending. Unfortunately, he's now lost a second now to New Potato. But he's still doing a good job, isn't he? There, Billet is there, but unfortunately, I think that this might be in vain with. Unfortunately, as we're waiting for the McLaren, who is stuck in the pit lane here. As I think that Scooby Stew is stuck in the pit lane. That is not good at all, is it? Unfortunately for New Potato, man, not all over the back again. Then, as the same problem happened to the other McLaren. I wonder if there's a problem with the McLaren pit box here. I'm not sure where the McLaren pit box is. Of course, they're in different positions around here, aren't they? In Silverstone, but Scooby Stew's had to retire from the session because New Potato's got a 3-second penalty because Scooby Stew's. Look at the heat, look at the water coming evaporating off the track here, and Bob's at the inside. Maldonado's left the door open, and he sneaks through. Bob does up into 4th position. Sickers Mercus set the pass on the racer, but Maldonado does not have any penalties. The front 2 do have penalties there. Well, the front 4 actually have penalties here, but you've seen that the water was evaporating quite quickly. But the water needs to clear quicker than this. And if you want to go into the dry tyres, Bob is really putting pressure under Echo already here. As now we got Billet and Duncan Dave, who's now, oh my word, we're very much in Duncan Dave's personal space. How good happens there? But now Duncan Dave up into 9th position, and he is now going to continue his ascendancy. Bob, who I think Bob is going to really put pressure on now, as Kaz on the soft tire said. Bob is really going to put pressure on Echo here, because of course he wants the. Got yellow flags and Kaz's dry weather tyre gamble is not paying off. Bob has got a 3-second penalty here. He wants to gap Maldonado, doesn't he? As quickly as possible. Sickers Mercus now got a 9-second penalty. At this moment, though, I don't think it's enough. That was just to the leaders, wasn't it? So at the moment, the leaders will not lose those positions there at the moment. But Sickers Mercus has to overtake Jinner and get 3 seconds in front. That's how much the gap is in the lead of this one. Fantastic stuff indeed. They were back on board with Bob then, as we're going to go through Maggots, Beckett's and into Chapel once again here. Fantastic stuff here in the British Grand Prix. And now Bob all over the back then, and coming down the back straight. He has the advantage here, and look at this, and he's all over the back now. The Alpha to go for it. He's not having a look as much, and Duncan Davis got a 3-second penalty as well. Echo's off the circuit, and I think that Echo has been defending his position for all he's worth, and unfortunately that mistake has cost him 2 positions there. And I think that very unlucky indeed there for Echo there, and that is what a shame there, because he's driven a superlative race there. However, unfortunately. Unfortunately, that mistake there has cost him dearly in this one. A yellow flag in front of us as Billet has had an issue. Billet's in the pit, so he hasn't had an issue at all. I apologise. Billet has not had the issue. He's coming in the pits. I wonder if he's thrown on a set of dry tyres. I think it's too dry out there, isn't it? For Billet to go on the dry tyres, and I think that the time is now running out for these drivers. Unfortunately, to really make it stick at this moment in time. And back on, but yeah, I think it's still far too wet, and you can see that there's still water. I think the track needs to dry up a couple laps before then. Six Mugs had a superb race, hasn't it? This has been Six Mugs' best race in my humble opinion. So there's an Aston Martin cars getting out of the way there, as that did make me jump a bit then, because I was like, who's that? Serious Mushroom, who is on course for 5th position at the moment. The Ferrari is off in turn as that looks like they're coming out of the pits. Soft tires as well for Billet, who I think that he wanted to just he's lost points. I think unfortunately at that stage of proceedings, which is a shame now for Billet, because he has driven the widest Ferrari of anyone out there, and it's just so unlucky, isn't it? Unfortunately he hasn't got the points up. But however, things can still change in this one. There, anything can happen in the world of bronze or ALR, really. And here comes Serious Bush as well, having a look up the on the outside as well. So great stuff indeed then to Serious Bush as it comes across the line. Draw of the day, poll is up and on. Has anyone pitted for dries? Equals saying, yeah, so Billet's pitted for dries, and so has Kaz, but unfortunately it is not, it's too wet out there at the moment, isn't it? Hungry Styles is now all over the back of Marsky as well, and the gap has gone to 2 seconds now then, but the front three are so far in front of third position now that they will not lose their position. Maldonado is on course for third position at this moment in time then. Welsh Maldonado's got 2 votes at the moment. Serious Mushroom has got a vote, and Serious Mushroom is now on the, oh my goodness me, and Serious Mushroom now on the outside into left field. He has got the advantage. I think Serious Mushroom's just been biding his time, and he's had to, hasn't he, because his 5th position hopes are starting to fade away, so he had to get that move done there. He has got that move done, and then now then he's got to stay within that 9 seconds of echo to get himself up into 5th position. When the Aston Martins is just going away, that's Kaz getting out of the way, so good sportsmanship there for Kaz. Duncan Davis, great to see him back in the thick of the action, but at the moment he's not getting any points, I don't believe, if my maths is correct. I didn't know where to reset the track as it was as was never used then. Yeah, don't worry about that, Scuba Shield. I think your teammate had the same issue where your teammate Tomo Tiptop got stuck in the pit lane as well. Not sure if I did blame the McLaren pit box, I'm not sure where it is, but very unusual that both McLarens got stuck, so I just assumed it was down to a game problem personally. There we go. Mushroom has my vote. Dynamo Dan saying it's 50-50 at the moment. The driver of the day has said Kaz got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, as Duncan Davis having a sniff up the inside of New Potato. Kaz is out of the race there, as it has been a bit of a tough day, hasn't it? Look at the gap then, 17 seconds now between 2nd and 3rd. The front two have been absolutely magnificent. Six Mug, he gets my plaudits because he has been fantastic. Serious Mushroom then gets the Dynamo Dan's vote for driver of the day, just for that overtake. It's been magnificent, hasn't it? What an incredible race this has been, and this is definitely one of my favourite races of the season so far. Fantastic stuff indeed. Welshman and Serious Mushroom have both got 2 votes each, and 1 vote for Sick As Mug. Oh no! That's a humongous spin there from Styles, and that is costing points, unfortunately. That is a big blow there for Styles there, because Styles was driving an incredible race there, wasn't he? He was just keeping it in the water, just keeping it very much on circuit there. Bob has got a 3-second penalty as well. That is not going to cost him, I don't think, any more positions there. But it'll be Jinner coming out of the final turn now, and it is going to be Jinner that wins the British Grand Prix, a 2nd win of the season there for No, it's not the final lap yet. We've got 1 more to go. We've got 1 more to go. My goodness me, I've lost me. I've gone off me trolley here. I've always been off me trolley, to be honest. Duncan Tapen, we got 1 more lap, everyone. We got 1 more lap. Kiki's got a 3-second penalty as well. So I'm very reminiscent of yesterday, really, wasn't it, for Kiki, who's been so quick in the. As Styles just crawling out of left field. Then it's been very reminiscent, hasn't it, of the race in silver last night, wasn't it? There where the Haas driver looked so impressive in qualifying, but unfortunately the race there has kind of dropped off. Marsky's got the fast lap of the race then, so Marsky will get that bonus point. Then we've got a Ferrari in front of us, and that is Billet, who is very impressively stayed out on those dry tyres. That's very impressive indeed. Then, oh goodness me, going a bit wayward there. Ginner does not want to be too far around that Ferrari, does he there? He does have a 5-second buffer now between himself and Sigismund. Well, technically has an 8-second buffer, doesn't he? Because of course Sigismund does have a 9-second penalty, but Sigismund drove a superlative race today. Ginner has as well. It's been a great drive indeed there, and this is a big day for Ginner. Is he now going to start to put on a spurt? And as I've said, for half the races this season, Ginner has been the quickest car, hasn't he, in the first 10 he's only had 1 win trophy. Now he has 2. Ginner wins the British Grand Prix. I have got it right this time, and he's got fastest lap as well. And that's is goodness me, that is very much an exclamation mark there with Ginner. An incredible drive today. Sigismund, absolutely superlative drive in second position there. Brilliant drive from Sigismund. Absolutely magnificent stuff. Bob, great job indeed in third position. Maldonado, her first podium on her return to bronze there in third position. Serious Mushroom in fourth position as well. Those two, Maldonado's got a vote then for driver of the day, and but Serious Mushroom gets runner-up for driver of the day as well, with Bob in fifth. Echo at the pace, but too many penalties in the end. Marsky, no penalties, moved his way up into 8th position as well, with Newton to Potato in 9th. 10th position is Duncan there as well. Swanshanks there just outside the points and 11th position. He looked very good in qualifying, but it just didn't come home to roost it in the race itself, unfortunately. What an incredible end to that race. What an incredible race that was. From start to finish there, that race was definitely, for me, one of the best races of the season so far then. I'm absolutely speechless, to be honest. They're absolutely magnificent stuff. And I think that's... now we've got 10 votes and 60% now for Maldonado, 24 Sigismund, and for Serious Mushroom. Really good stuff indeed. Watch Maldonado. How have I managed that then? I was rudely, I suggested that Maldonado and I think it was Echo came in the pit so early on because of, as you can see there, as Ginner there has given me a, I'm not sure if you see it on the actual stream there, but Ginner has just a message saying that he can't join, but he is buzzing. He is buzzing for the home Grand Prix win, and he's even been given a lap of honour here tonight at the British Grand Prix. Magnificent stuff indeed, with Sigismund at second position there. Fantastic stuff there. Serious Mushroom, how has Becca done that? Goodness gracious me. Incredible race today. And as Ginner, Sigismund and Maldonado all going to be very happy podium sitters, I can assure you of that one. Oh, brilliant stuff indeed then. And, oh my word then, absolutely magnificent. Kiki very disappointed in that in the end then, as very disappointing that in the end then for Kiki, as he had a pole position today. It started off so well, but it just then it fell a bit by the wayside in the end then. And goodness, thank you very much for all your votes, by the way. Fantastic. We've had 16 votes for driver of the day, so I think that's the most votes we've had in driver of the day, so that is I'm in love with that. Fantastic. 50% for Maldonado still, 31% for Serious Mushroom, and Sigismund on 19%. We don't usually give votes for reserves, but I must say that I think that Maldonado deserved that, didn't I? I think that would Smithy Almighty definitely throwing his admin cap in the ring there. He was not having any of it, was he? Because I think Smithy Almighty did see how impressive Serious Mushroom and Maldonado did, especially Maldonado. Very good stuff indeed. Let's take a final look at the classification then from the British Grand Prix. An absolutely doozy of a British Grand Prix, wasn't it? I'd say that's one of my favourite races of the season. Definitely, that was a brilliant one. Gino take his second win of the season. As I've mentioned, he's been so quick this season, and only 2 wins to show for it. I'm absolutely beside myself, but great 17th there for Gino. Sick as muck, his best drive of his career in ALR, no doubt about that. He could have won this race as well. It was about who was better on this day, but both of them deserved it. But in the end, only one could. Billet got fast up on the final lap there. Good stuff indeed. That just showed that the circuit was almost close for. Almost close, was almost ready then for dry tyres. Marnado in third position, Serious Mushroom in fourth, Bob in fifth with Echo in sixth, Vesta in seventh position, Marsky eighth, New Potato in ninth position, Duncan Dave in 10th, Swan Shanks outside the points length with Billet in 12th position, Styles 13th, Kiki 14th, Retirements was Kaz, Scooby Stew, Ariel, Tomo Tip Top, Dynamo Dan and Brooksy all retired them from this epic British Grand Prix. Magnificent. Driver of the day vote is 55% for Marnada, 27% for Serious Mushroom, and 16% for Sick as Muck. Well, I don't think anyone wants to join me, which is very understandable, because I think you've all heard me gas on about all kinds of nonsense for the past hour and a bit. Then I think we're going to leave it there. Then remember, tomorrow night Knowlesy is going to be back in action then for the 100% race, of course, Ed. So do not miss that one. That's the Austrian Grand Prix. It's a very good, and it'll be very interesting to see who's going to do well in that race. So it's not a sprint race. It is just a normal race then. So there's no sprint involved then, and it is only me at the country box, and as I'm all alone, no one here beside me. So very good stuff. So tomorrow night is the 100%, and then on Sunday night we go to the Styrian Mountains for the Austrian Grand Prix. We have got qualifying. It'll be short qualifying, and then there'll be the sprint race around Austria before the main event of the race itself. And it is going to be a cracker. I have no doubts about that. Is looking forward to that one indeed. Then thank you very much for joining us tonight. It has been an absolute pleasure to go to talk about our British Grand Prix, and you guys are still buzzing. I can't believe you're all still commenting on that as well. Then goodness me, go to bed, everyone. Go to bed. I'm certainly going anyway. Oh goodness me. Right, thank you very much. Then I'll see you in Austria on Sunday night. Then hopefully I'm not going to be any worse for wear. And of course, Knowles will be joining you in action then tomorrow night from Austria. As he is there very bright and early. Then as he is raring to go. See you Sunday.